Yo, what's up out there in the internet? How you doing? This is Chauvin. This is my man Ricky. Yeah, all of what $400 for this thing, and I basically use it to do claps. So I did add some stuff to it, like
No.
okay, it's just
Yeah,
trying
you
to
can do
figure.
other sound effects, right?
Yeah,
That's what's called Procaster.
right. So and I also added so that I can play the little theme songs a little loud anytime I want to. All right, bring that down a little bit. All right. So this has been a interesting day for me today. We're not gonna really get into that. We're gonna talk about the wonderful world of entertainment. So let's kind of get into the first article. All right. So how, before we get started on this, how much do you know about the Fubo TV? Like, do you know anybody who has it?
No, I never heard about it. I thought I heard about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that they provide a lot of sports channels and stuff like that.
Okay. I think it's like a free is
A free trial.
right. So it's like
I think it was $80. It used to be they raised the price. It used to
oh
be
yeah.
like $40, $50.
Mm-hmm.
Last I checked was $80,
Oh yeah, hey, dude.
$90.
Yeah, it's like was it Sling TV? Same thing. It's like it started out cheap and
Mm-hmm.
not so much so cheap. That's like it's getting close to a cable bill. So
Kid was still more expensive.
yeah, but it's still kind of high though, man. But
Yeah, they always say the same thing, right? They're it's cheaper than cable, but eventually they're gonna be cable.
right. So it's
I raised
like
the price 150, 160.
yeah, and then you wind up in this back in the same position where you're paying a lot of money for something you watch 5 channels of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, dude, this is
That's what's gonna happen. It just right for right now, that's what they're doing, but
Hmm.
that's the future.
Yeah, you can keep that future. All right. So, according to Deadline, New York judge grants Fubo request to block Disney Fox WBD venue sports bundle companies file appeal in antitrust case. Remember that thing I was telling you about where they was offering, I think like Max and Disney Plus and Hulu in one bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's gonna put a kibosh, at least for now, on that. So we're just gonna see who has the bigger checkbook and the better lawyers, I guess. All right. So a federal judge in New York has granted Fubo's request to Venue Sports a planned sports bundle of Disney, Fox Corp, and Warner Brothers Discovery channels be blocked on antitrust grounds. Fubo filed a lawsuit in February blasting Venu. It's a weird name as a product of a monopolistic cartel intent on crushing any competitors. With 1.45 million subscribers, Fubo is middle of the pack pay TV provider, but unique for its focus on sports. The U.S. District Judge Margaret Garnett issued her ruling. All right. Let's see what does it say? Oh, that is legalese. We're not going to touch that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is a bunch of legal stuff. I'm not a lawyer. You're not a lawyer. Last time I checked. So granting a preliminary injunction on Friday afternoon, the decision came after several days of testimony from a number of high-level executives in the media business. Once the JV launches, the JV defendants have no reason to take actions that could allow for the emergence of direct competitors. He wrote, quite the opposite. The multi-year monopolistic runway that they have created for themselves will provide powerful incentives to thwart competition and hike prices on both consumers and other distributors. Even if the JV defendants swear such price hiking and competition excluding will not actually occur, Though this is discussed below, one purpose of the antitrust injunctions is to prevent anti-competitive incentives from forming in the first place so that American consumers do not simply take their word for it and hope for the best. Which is interesting given how most people who are under the age of 50 will not have cable, will never purchase cable, will never even think about this thing.
Hmm.
So is it's probably nothing but a lot of legalese for the rest of this article, but it kind of feels like a bunch of people fighting over a dying carcass. You know?
But if I can understand what they're doing, Warner Brothers, ESPN, Fox, they
Mm-hmm.
just want to control everything. That's it.
Right. So it's
And
like they're
Fubo is just a small streaming that has been coming up slowly and slowly. A lot of people have been getting them, but it's
yeah.
just to crush a competition.
Yeah, but like the competition, it's like they're like I said, it's like they're fighting over the scraps. Because young people are not looking at any of this crap. It's like they're getting their clips online from various sources, especially on particularly YouTube. Because I think YouTube passed up Netflix as far as the largest streaming service.
Well, they say they don't consider YouTube streaming, but they are.
Right. Because you can because it is the thing that people want from cable. Unlimited options, and I get to pick and choose what I want to see.
They would never do that.
Right. So by them not doing that, and with YouTube being what it is, and clearly that is what people want, especially young people. And I keep saying this over and over again. If you want to know what the future is, go and watch what 15-year-olds are doing because they're the next up the bat. The next ones that are going to be getting these apartments, going to college, yada yada yada, and not that long. So if they're not into it when they're around that age, they are not going to be into it when they hit their 20s. They won't even care.
Yeah, but I'm still saying streaming is still big in sports.
Right.
It doesn't
And
matter if you're not a sports guy or anything. It will sports will always be there.
yeah, this is
Because
true.
that's why it's $1 billion company.
Yeah.
But the only bad thing about NBA, it's these networks are paying so much money, but the ratings are suck.
Yeah, because like I was saying, it's the younger crowd. You have the people who are used to that, like used to watching stuff on television, used to having not too many choices or whatever. So they'll have those right up until we get a little too old to continue to want to pay for this. Then you're gonna have like an entire generation of people that you are trying to appeal to who are used to Spotify and a la carte everything, and you're not offering that. Hulu is not like none of those companies that are listed in that are offering anything like that, and their prices are getting too high.
That's why Prime Amazon Prime is trying to keep the price low, huh?
Yeah,
Because they're trying to put some sports, but they're trying to keep it affordable.
right. Because people aren't going to pay. Like when you said $80, I was like, 80 for what? Like I'm not giving you $80 when I'm gonna watch 5 channels. Just give me the
Yeah, they
five
have
channels.
like I think it was 200 channels or something, and then if you want the $90 one, it was more like 250 channels. But half of those channels nobody watches.
Right, dude. I got all that crap on. I got a Roku TV. I got all that crap on there. I'd never touch any of that stuff.
Yeah, like remember we talking about the HBO? We
Hmm.
already canceled that.
Right, because
Paramount
soon as
Plus already
mhm.
canceled that.
soon as the whatever thing that you are looking at is over. So what's probably going to happen, and is the AI thing where AI will at some point be able to cultivate or what's the word I'm looking for is curate your viewing experience based on what you actually want to look at. So it'll just go through it off the internet, pick this, and this is what you'll get a list of things that you're interested in. And if you are interested in maybe going out and trying new stuff, it'll have to be word of mouth type stuff because you will probably have your own personal algorithm.
Hmm.
So I'm not saying that that's a good thing because you don't have any discovery type stuff. Like when you see stuff just on an off chance of you like going through things and you get a suggestion that's kind of off the little path that you're on, and then you go down a rabbit hole. Once we get to the point where you have your own personal algorithm because you have your own personal AI on your whatever your device is going to be called at that time. Like,
Yeah, for the prices, everything is going up and up, and finally people are just deciding not to, like you said, like if you can't afford it, then just
mhm.
watch the highlights.
Yeah. So they're gonna have to do something about that. And this particular thing, when you're fighting over the old way of doing stuff, like unfair competition. I'm like, bro, I hate to break it to you, those like Disney and Warner Brothers and all and Fox are not your competition. It's YouTube. It's
Hmm.
YouTube and whatever else hell else pops up. That is what your competition is. So y'all going to court and judges and all that stuff. It's like, okay, you got an old business model. I don't need
Yeah, but
200.
I believe it's more than that. I don't think it's just that. It has
Okay.
to be if you're the one that owns Fubu, right? Just put it
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You own the one that own it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
these people are trying to crush you. You're gonna fight it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't blame the whoever owns Fubu.
No, I don't blame them for what they're doing. My point is that they're fighting. They're basically fighting over in the corner where everybody else is over there. It's like you're fighting for a bunch of 60
I
year
noticed
olds.
that YouTube TV didn't even sue them, huh?
No, they don't care.
They're like,
Like
the
whatever, dude.
hell with it.
Yeah. So when all y'all go bankrupt and we'll be able to actually give people what they have been asking for from cable for what 20 years now.
Hmm.
Just sell me the damn channels. Like if I want to watch ESPN, sell me ESPN and this channel and this channel and this channel. That's it. I don't need all this other crap. Nah, again, but it's like I'm saying, it's like the discovery. You won't expand your horizons because you won't have access to different things because you will basically cording yourself off from that.
But that's the problem too, because ESPN makes the cable company. You have to have this package with us, or that's why the
Yeah,
cable companies can't do nothing about it.
yeah. So everyone is holding on to their territory, and
Yeah, that's why all these uh what do you call it, sports personalities got so big because you're forced to watch them.
mhm. Well, like all right. So TNT. Remember, I tell you before how for TNT, like like with Chuck and them.
Hmm.
In order for you to see it, you either had to have cable so you can watch it, or you watch one of the people who typically were out of the country. They would chop it up and they would post it, and they kept like they would post it, and that channel will be okay for a while, and then he will get shut down, and then another channel will pop up and do the exact same thing. So what TNT figured out is like, all right, well, we can't fight this. People clearly seem to want this. It's like they're interested in just seeing that and not so much seeing the actual games. So that's why I'll tell you about the highlight stuff. So you get the highlights, you also get the TNT stuff, and it's going to be interesting to see what like Amazon actually does in terms of their halftime, I guess halftime show type stuff.
Well,
Because
it's gonna be until not this year, until it'll be 2026.
right, so when they come out, because Prime is relatively cheap and it's more of an afterthought for most people. It is like, yeah, they have Prime because they want it for the shipping stuff, not so much
Hmm.
the that. So yeah, it will be a cheap alternative. This the future is going to be interesting.
Well, I still think TNT they can still do it without basketball.
Hmm.
With they can I don't think they can have the highlights or anything, but they can still do a show between all those guys. You
And
just gotta be creative. That's it.
yeah, and I heard like Chuck saying that he's not going anywhere because
Hmm.
like th- there is a way for them to get around this, but like you were saying about ESPN, I don't know if there are certain companies that had enough power, they may block any way for these people to actually survive what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
So I don't know, man.
Basically, all those sports talks, and now you have all these analyst girls being analysts. So I think
Yeah,
that eventually it's gonna. I'd just rather watch regular guys on YouTube and stuff now.
right. So they're that's why I said they're fighting over scraps.
Hmm.
Because most people, there's like the news, dude. It's like regular news. Nobody's under the age of 60 or whatever is watching this. You're appealing to a dwindling audience. So
I don't watch the news, all negative stuff.
all right, man. So it's gonna be interesting. I do think, but I am seriously think that it's gonna be everyone is gonna have their own personal like algorithm. It'll be built into
I hope
whatever.
so.
Hmm?
I hope so.
Well, because they're putting it on like so you got Google with Gemini. Do you have X with Bork or something? I forgot what it's called. You got Microsoft. They have rebranded Copilot to Microsoft Bing. So
Hmm.
when I go into the AI and I make all those pictures or whatever, well, it used to say Copilot, now it says Microsoft Bing. So I'm curious like what they're gonna do with that. And they already have that built into the operating system too. So everyone is going full force into AI, and children that are born now, they won't know a world without it. You know, like you meet when you think about how like the world was when you was a kid, and then like I remember when my godson was like 4, and his dad and mom were buying the TV, so
Hmm.
they're looking at TVs, right? And I'm sitting there talking with his dad, like your kid's only experience in life will be 4K television. It's like for him that like he's gonna be talking crap about this television. You know, like
Hmm.
when you talk about the TVs were when you were a kid, this is what he's gonna be talking crap about. 4K television. Who knows what the hell he's gonna be buying when he hits his 20s? Like some 16K 3D ultra realistic, like whatever nonsense. So yeah, it will. So kids, any babies born now, they will be born into a world. We okay. He left. Well, any babies born now will be born into a world of AI. Wonder what happened with Ricky. Let me see. Hmm. Let me play this a little bit in the background while I'm trying to see what's going on. All right. So let me go text him. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. Let's get into the next topic while I'm waiting for him to come back. You know what? There was some. Let me go look at my history. There was this thing I saw. It was like ultra realistic cyber cyberpunk. Uh, Cyberpunk 2077. It was like this mod on something. Here it is. This is crazy. So I'll be waiting on him. We can check this out. Do do do. All right, let's share this tab.
Yeah.
Yo, what happened, dude?
I don't know.
You hit a bump?
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
wow, no, wow. Like, this is like a tech demo.
Hmm.
Yo, look at this, man. Dude, look how crazy this looks, dude. This is a tech demo for Cyberpunk 2077.
What is it? You're looking through something?
Hmm?
What is that?
Do you see it?
Yeah.
No, this is just a tech demo. This is like a 490 card. So if you get like this, that card is about like $1,000 or something like that. Dude, look how crazy that looks, man.
Yeah, but what's a tech demo? What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. A tech demo is all right. Let me pause it. All right, a tech demo is this is a hey, we can do this particular thing, right? So what they do is they'll render something that basically, even though you bought a new computer, your computer would have a heart attack trying to play this. No, I'm serious. It's like, all right. So see what the textures, all right? See how this looks?
Mm-hmm.
And so the computer has to render. Oh, okay. Okay, the computer has to render everything, every reflection. So everything around it. So this imagine a blank screen, like with nothing. So they build this, and the more smooth it looks, that's the more little bitty. Imagine like a box, right? So imagine a box, and if you're building something that's rounded, you have to make a lot of boxes to make it rounded. Otherwise, you start off. You can make a square, and that's like one, two. I think square is six pieces, right? You got
Yeah,
the one
because
side,
that shit looks real.
right? So the reflections in it. So Matt, you got to do it. All these little bitty boxes. Then you got the reflections in the paint. So in order for light, so you got to create the light, create everything. Then you create the reflections on the object. That means you have to build the thing that it's reflecting from. So that is off camera. So all the lights and all that stuff are all off camera. And then you got to do particle effects. Then you got to add dirt to it. Then you got to add the shadows and blah blah blah. Right. So your computer, it has to render all of that. So it's hard for it to render it on a still image. Like, so this is a still image. So then you throw in it moving, camera moving around it. All right. You got running water in the background. You got is it. All right, so you know how. All right, so you know what when they say 24 frames per second and 30 frames and all that stuff, right?
Mm-mm.
A frame is a picture, so it takes a picture of the scene. Boom, picture, then another picture, then another picture. Right? When you are looking, so when they say that 240 or whatever, that's the amount of pictures that are being generated. So it has to recreate everything in the scene. It has to do that. Boom, then boom, then boom, 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 boom. Right. The more that it does it, the smoother everything looks.
You're talking
So
about
when
like the hertz, right? Too.
right, well, that's more like for the monitor. But when they talk about frames per second, it's just a picture. So every time you make an image, I hold up a phone, right? Computer takes a picture of this, and it has to recreate the phone, my hands, the TV behind me, the reflection on my glasses, like the whole thing, how the shadows are. So when I move, it has to readjust how everything is. So the more I move, the more it has to calculate. So this whole thing is this card can do this without too much problems. So
Oh, okay.
it's handling it. A lot of stuff is being made nowadays so that the graphical part is not being calculated by the CPU, is being calculated by the card. So that's why the card is expensive. And then you get something that's photorealistic like that. All right, that is a lot of computations, and the harder anything works, it generates heat because it's electricity. So it has to be cold. It's a lot of stuff. That's why if you ever go to a server farm and you go inside, it is freezing in there because they have to keep it really, really cold to cool off all the servers that are generating heat. Otherwise, they'll overheat. And so I was just popping it up while I was waiting for you to come back from like whatever happened with your thing. So it's just insane where that just like the TV and the AI stuff to a kid born nowadays, that will be normal. They will look at the stuff that you think looks great, and it's like, ooh. So yeah, this world is crazy. All right, so let's get into what happened with Captain African American. So let's get into a little bit of movie news. All right, I think my mouse is dying. Okay, it's a rumor. Captain America Brave New World director Julius Ona has pretty much been removed from the project. New rumor claims that the Captain America Brave New World director has been... I hate when they do that. Scooper wrote on X, Cap 4 director has... Damn, but they've repeated themselves 3 times. He has been cordial about it, though, so his name will still be listed. Similar to Rogue One, when Tony Gilroy was brought in to finish the film, Garth Edwards didn't start the drama, so let him keep full credit. In response, and then the youth accused him of lying, and the rumor all talked nicely about Garth Edwards for the entire press run. I'm not sure what you're saying disapproves anything. So, for eyes, because the movie's been a disaster. Well, shit, no shit. I'm honest about which I should tell you. Okay. You don't typical. There's news. Do you have any substance to this? Following this rumor, YouTuber Overlord sources informed that the film is being rewritten. They are more than convinced that Cap 4 doesn't have a script. They say that what they're doing is shooting from a notebook that has notes on what they're supposed to do. According to the director, this is a way of getting ahead of themselves while they wait for the official script. What the hell? Dude, is this reason? Okay, so no, that's just kind of older news, I guess.
I think they just, I mean, who knows? They removed them.
Yeah, so it's like him and Anthony Mackie were in another heated discussion over the way that reshoots are being handled. It's unclear just how long it would take to complete the rewrite. It is clear from our source that Anthony's biggest concern is this movie may get canceled. Well, that's not going to happen.
No, it's too much money already.
Yeah. It's claiming that the undergoing because the Serpent Society has been completely removed from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier follow-up. Alex Perez from the claimed that their Serpent Society is removed from the film, but claimed that the organization's role in the film is being significantly reduced to an opening sequence rather than playing an ongoing role throughout the film. All right. I have been able to get some insight into what's going on with main issues where the Captain America test screenings. Apparently, the audience is unimpressed by the film's action scenes and the chemistry between Cap and his love interest. However, the biggest issue was that how the audience responds to the film political content. You may think that it's being found divisive, but it is actually worse than that. They found it boring. I am told that the overall feel was that the political material was uninspired and unengaging. They lack nuance, overly expository, and really slowed the movie down. And I'm also told about 3 sequences will be removed, were a big part of the problem. The film's issues go beyond that and will include significant rewrites throughout, as well as adding removing characters, and told that Marvel really wants to keep the summer window for reshoots in order to avoid the release date delay, not because it means vacating what they feel is a good release date for the film, but because, as usual, delaying the film would result in a domino effect, whereby it would mean delaying others. Okay. Anthony Mackie downplayed these rumors. We shot the next film now because we had this big strike. It's kind of delayed everything. So we're going to do our reshoots, which isn't a big deal. Every Marvel movie I've done between 6 weeks and 3 months of 3 months of reshoots. One of these damn films costs so much. Like, dude, they shoot whole movies in 3 months. So that's how it works. All these big budget superheroes, all of them do reshoots. When we did Endgame, we did like 3 months of reshoots. So it's, yeah, and apparently that movie damn near cost like $500 million to make. So it's always a thing when you shoot what you have and get it in editing to see what you got, then you come back and you make it better. So that's just the way the process works. I mean, I've done, I guess, 8 Marvel movies now, and we've done reshoots in all of them. So we're going back this summer to seeing da da da. So what if?
They don't
Okay,
even have no famous actors there too, huh?
well, they got people like he's from Breaking Bad and like other stuff. Uh, and it clearly he was not playing Professor X during his appearance, but instead it indicated he might be playing a brand new character. I think he said what it was. Okay, if potential movie goes expect, this movie is clear, reset. It reestablishes the idea that what this universe is and what this universe is going to be. I think these movies you're getting clearer new branding of what Marvel is headed towards in the same way they did with Captain America Winter Soldier. Actor Mac even noted the film's title, which was changed to Brave New World from New World Order, is evidence of new direction. The title implies that there are new, bigger enemy now. There's a new frontier we have to conquer. Did they say anything about the damn director? So that was a lot of not too much about the director, except he's just not there anymore. Okay, that's weird.
Should have just kept him as a Falcon. I don't know why they're making him Captain America.
Because they're trying to do the all new, all different. Right. So they hired a bunch of people who have convinced them that there's a whole brand new audience someplace that is looking to be represented on the screen. For some reason, these people also think that the original black characters aren't good enough for that, and they have to replace white characters because yeah, all evidence indicates that they see no value in black characters. They only see value in white characters. Like white male characters. Why you got the female Thor? Why you got Miles Morales?
Imagine that they would have make a Black Panther white guy.
Oh yeah, they will never do that. Even though in the Black Panther universe, he does have a white like foster brother who is the White Panther.
Mm.
So they could do it, but they're not going to do that because they don't see any value in these characters unless they come from white folks. That's why you got to make Batman black and you got to make Superman black and you got to do this, that, and the other. Nobody wants this. Your target audience does not want this.
Yeah, you can't make Superman or Batman black.
No, because all right, the Victor Victoria Elizondo, I think that's what her name is. I'm bad with names. She was fired a while ago, and one of her things was that these things are mantles. So there's Batman is the mantle of Batman is more important than Bruce Wayne. Right. So like Superman, the mantle is more important than Clark Kent, the person. So on and so on and so forth. So that's why you got this Ironheart thing that's about to come out and will be completely ignored by most people. Because one, it ties into a movie that came out 2 years ago that nobody gives a shit about. Seriously. And all right, I just saw this trailer for this. Let's see if I can. It is Mortal Kombat 1, and they did a multiverse thing, and they changed like there's some DLCs coming out. Okay, let's see if I can.
What are you talking about? Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, basically the last game of Mortal Kombat. All right, so the last game of Mortal Kombat, one of the characters won, and he became a god, and he restructured the universe in his own image. And his own image is a DEI craziness. where people will race change and all this other stuff. So there's this character is, and I'm gonna get to the point where this was an actually a robot. All right, so I'm gonna share this. So this was actually like a robot. All right, so they made the robot like cyborg person into a black chick who sounds like a Wakandan. She got like armor that's kind of like Wakanda. It's dude, it's like. See if I can play a little bit.
Respect us.
Better to be feared than respected.
Oh, hell no. We are not doing the Red Wedding. What? Season 3, Episode 9.
So essentially what they did was they turned this character into...
How long have we known each other? That you could ever believe
You vanished without explanation.
Right. Dude, see how crazy this is?
Is that Scorpion?
No, it is I forgot who the hell it's like an android or something that was introduced like a while ago. They sound like Wakandans.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and it's like when you look at it, again, remember, video games, movies, all this kind of stuff takes 2, 3, 4, 5 years to come out. Right. So they plan this DLC probably when the last Black Panther thing came out. So they hire consultants. Consultants come in and tell them that no, you can't have you have too many white guy characters, so you got to actually make some of them diverse. Bro, there's a game that's coming out right now called Black Myth Wukong. It is from a Chinese company. It's about like the Monkey King. That's like a right. So he's a monkey. He's fighting deities in his crazy Chinese mythological friggin' background. Somebody actually wrote an article complaining that there's not enough diversity in here. He's a fucking monkey. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, that's how these people think.
Like the USC guy, what's his name?
USC?
Yeah, the CEO.
Right.
The CEO of USC, the one that when they tell him something about all this crap, he just says, "Well, fuck off."
The UFC. Oh, I thought you said USC. No, UFC. Yeah, Dana White.
Yeah, he just down. Go fuck off. That's it.
Right, because he's selling a product. Because I'm selling a product. I want to sell this product to liberals, and I want to sell this product to conservatives. So I'm not going to touch on politics per se. Beyond, I have my personal beliefs. That's not what the UFC is about.
Yeah, but you run a business. It's not about all that shit.
Right, and then he lets his fighters, whatever beliefs that they have, unless it's super crazy, like against the law, but you can state whatever you want. You can sit on a podium. You can talk about how you love Trump. You can talk about how you hate Trump. He don't care because he gives everybody opportunity to talk. But that is not the case in Hollywood and in video games. So what you wind up with is a character that was already created a long time ago being changed into a Wakandan for some fucking reason, and who's fighting Liu Kang in a Mortal Kombat game that nobody asked for. So I don't know what
these people are just fucking everything up. Every fucking show they fuck up.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. And is because it's not about making money. It's about they have a total belief structure that is centered around like what they believe. They cannot fathom that someone doesn't agree with them. And when they do, it must be because they're wrong, because I'm right. Because I have the righteous viewpoint on everything, and how if we do this, then we will have equality. Meanwhile, instead of making a Falcon movie, which you should have, you make a Captain America movie without fucking Captain America. And it's like you put it out and to show you how these people think. They're putting it out in February. What happens in February?
Like
Black,
Black
Black
Month,
History
right?
Month. Yeah, Black History Month. Because yeah, you can't have a black movie come out any other time of the fucking year. It has to come out in fucking February if you got a black lead. It's just like, what the hell, dude?
What was the reason Chris Evans didn't want to do Captain America? Is that because he got fed up with Disney? With the
Probably a
people
little
running
that,
it?
probably a little that, and in order to get into that shape, because that's not a natural shape. It's
No.
like, no, it is diet. It's like constant. It is a constant thing, and people can put up with it for a while. He did it for like 10 years, and after a while, it's like, bro, it's like I don't feel like doing this. Like eating plain chicken, breasts and broccoli every damn day for like 3 and 4 months, and you throw in reshoots, so that means you got to stay in that shape. So it went from I'm gonna eat broccoli and freaking and chicken breasts with very little seasoning and whatnot on it for 3 months. Now it's 6 months, and then it becomes 8 months because I gotta stay, because they may need me to come back. So therefore, I need to be kind of in like this kind of shape. That is why when you look at the Snyder cut for the Justice League and you see what's his name, Ben Affleck looks like at the end of the movie,
Hmm.
super skinny. The reason why he's super skinny because the reshoots took place way after he stopped working out like that. So all that.
Yeah, we know what they take already. We know
Well, yeah,
that.
that. well, when all that wore off
You
too.
gotta be that stupid not to know that.
Well, all right.
Don't give me this.
Workout, and steroids, like all that stuff. So that's why he looks skinny. Because they
Just regular food. Come on.
okay, I will give you that. So, but they get tired of doing all of that. So yeah, it's just, and the people who are pushing all of this are like you said, they're destroying everything because they think that they are in the majority when they're not. You're in the minority.
They just feel empowered. That's it.
Yeah, but it's like it's a false.
Somebody is backing them up. That's why they feel so much in power.
But it's a false empower though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying them. They just feel so much in power that either it's not them or they got instructed what to do.
Yeah. So what's crazy though? The good thing is all of this stuff is losing so much money that these companies are like, all right, okay, we got to do something different. So I heard a rumor that they're gonna make a Shang-Chi too.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So it's like I don't
think it did that good. The first one.
No, it kind of broke even, if that. And the biggest problem is that the character Shang-Chi is the best fighter on Earth. And that movie did not showcase that at all. The fact that he got beat up by his sister and then his dad and like this whole thing is like, no, this character was created in the 70s as a not a black exploitation, but that whole era type of kung fu and all that other stuff. Yeah, it's like it has bad guys that you cannot do now because they're all stereotypes and all this other stuff. He was a Bruce Lee knockoff. So now, if you got the right director, the right people with it, like if you went into like Hong Kong or whatever, and you got one of those guys to come over and do your choreography, to do all you do, then I
doubt that.
Right, but it would be. I told you the future currency of all of this stuff is authenticity. So if you're authentic, if you actually made a kick-ass kung fu movie, right, where he's beating the crap out of it, like you give him someone to fight with who's actually a challenge, but for all the little peons or whatever, he's beating the crap out of everybody, then it would do better. Toss out the little annoying sidekicks and the weird mythicism nonsense and all that stuff you added to this movie. It's like, no, do a inexpensive kung fu flick, something that costs like $40 million to make. So if it makes 100, hey, there you go. You don't need to make $600 million to break even. You can break even at 2. So you basically you need to do not necessarily in the vein of Daredevil, but Daredevil gave the fans of the Daredevil franchise exactly what they wanted when they got there. Lots of fourth wall breaking stories, and that's one thing people are complaining about a little bit is just the lack of story. But it's kind of like this thing where it's enjoyable, so you enjoy yourself for an hour and a half or however long that it is. They need to start doing that again. So if the next Shang-Chi and they decided to actually make it into a kick-ass kung fu movie, I think it'll probably do well, and then it'll be less costly to make. And this whole thing, like what he was saying about the reshoots, Dune was like $100 and something million, like maybe 120 or something like that to make. The reason why that, and it was full of special effects. The reason why that is he worked his story out before he filmed anything, so there's no reshoots.
Mm.
It's like you make your storyboards from beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. Y'all sit around, y'all go through all the crap, and then you go, all right, well, this works and this doesn't work and this works, and then you go write the dialogue, you go through the read
But it
through.
can also be the higher ups that
Right.
are the one that are changing stuff.
Yeah. So you tell them to fuck off, go away. It's like stop trying to add stupid
I don't think
nonsense
if
to
they're
everything.
at Disney, you get fired.
Well, then they'll continue to make crap. So until you get to the point where you tell these people who aren't like moviegoers or like movie, aficionados, I guess, stop adding your 2 cents. Nobody wants to listen to you because they had like us.
Oh, the best way you can do it, just don't watch it. That's it.
Yeah. So that's kind of what's happening. Is these movies aren't like the target audience is not watching this. It's like their target audience for Captain America 4 is a black audience. Nobody watched the TV show. So your black audience didn't watch the TV show. Why would you think that they're going to come out to a movie theater and give you money to watch a movie based off that character that has links to a TV show that nobody watched? No, we're talking with somebody at work today about they got all these new hip hop stripper girls, right? They get a lot of buzz on Instagram and there's a lot of likes and like they get blown up or whatever, right? Each one put out an album, 20,000, 29,000, like they sell nothing. When they try to do a tour, nobody comes to see their tour. It is a world of difference between clicking a like on an Instagram post and you getting in your car, wasting your gas, driving to wherever this concert is, paying for parking, dealing with all the people who are there to go to your seat to listen to whatever this is.
What is it? Hip hop girls?
No, they're like stripper chicks who make like stripper music, man. Just like Cardi B and the rest of them. It's just all like this weird stripper nonsense. Where they just talk about their vag and like a
Also,
bunch of.
they were gonna do a concert.
Yeah, Sexy Red. Like they keep trying to all these new acts. They keep trying to do like tours. They can't sell anything because nobody wants.
Went for a tour. They should have just done it at a bar. It would have fell out.
Yeah, probably. But the problem is like if you're getting a lot of views, like again, they're conflating getting listens on Spotify with people actually, especially this particular generation, getting them to leave the house to come see you when they're used to the world coming to them. Like, yes. So I don't know how anything is gonna like work itself out, but I guess in the end it will all work itself out, I guess. So we got one last thing is the Minions thing. I was gonna remember I brought up let me share this tab. I brought up the thing about the X-Men 97 dude. He got fired because he's kind of I guess he's an ass, but he was talking a bunch of trash. So like, no, we fired you.
He's acting like the victim, but there's already a pattern of behavior with them.
Right. And he was, I guess, weird sexual stuff and all that thing. So it's like, I'm I was a little curious about what was going on, but like not
Well, but
really.
that's Disney's fault, right? Because before he even got hired to make X-Men '97,
Mhm.
he already had those problems doing The Witcher and Netflix.
Well, that's
It's the
when you
same thing with Leslie Helm. They knew what she was, and they hire her.
because based off of DEI stuff, things that have nothing to do with actual making
Mhm.
product.
But I'm saying Disney
Mhm.
has the whole responsibility for who they hire too.
Yes.
You already know the background what this guy did, and then you're surprised that they're doing this stuff.
Yeah.
But
So
supposedly did it. But
hypothetically,
mm,
okay. This is according to Deadline, the Despicable Me director talks potential for live action Minions. I'm not even sure what that would actually look like. If the idea of a live action Minions movie makes you shudder, you're not the only one.
it's
Chris
basically
Renault.
like a Jurassic Park live,
Well, I mean, I'm a
but
little
they'll do
curious.
minions like acting.
I mean, you can get your boy to just be a live action Gru. That would actually be funny.
No, but I don't know if you've seen when they do Jurassic Park live.
Mm-hmm.
They go to Honda Center, Crypto, and it looks pretty nice. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're planning to do, like minions. It sells out.
No, well, let's see what he says. Who directed the first two and fourth films, Despicable Me franchise, shot down the potential live action treatment of the mischievous banana loving helpers. He said, God, I hope not. He said bluntly when asked about film hounds if there was a possibility of Illumination and Universal exploring a live action movies within the franchise. That's my answer. Studio like Disney have found box office success in remaking animated classics such as The Lion King and Aladdin. Yeah, these movies made money, but people hated them. All up. I don't really. Did you ever watch the Lion King one?
No, the old one, yeah.
No, I mean like the new one, the live action one. They say live action, but everything is computer generated, so it's not exactly live
No,
action.
I just watched the old one.
I saw clips of it. The whole thing about like 2D animation, you can give the facial expressions to a cartoon that you can't really do in a live action anything.
Hmm.
So I mean, if there are conversations about like I haven't been privy to them, but for me, what defines the world is that it's animated and it allows us to get away with what we get away with, like locking a minion in a vending machine and blowing up Gru when he attacks Vector. There are really cartoon ideas like what would have been a Bugs Bunny cartoon since it's inaugural. Well, they no, I guess Space Jam don't count because they kind of did a mixture of the two. But you can kind of do it, I think, if you did like the Roger Rabbit, if we went the Roger Rabbit route, where
Hmm.
it's like half 3D, half 2D kind of thing. Dude, they grossed $5.3 billion with the Despicable Me franchise. That's crazy. So I don't know, man. Like if they did the like I said, if they did the Roger Rabbit, then you can have partially CG, partially like live action, be like a spy thing. But like what he's saying is the truth is like part of the reason that these things work is because it's so over the top. I mean, hell, that that whole locking the dude in the vending machine for the entirety of the movie.
Yeah, because you have to remember too, Despicable is for mostly kids.
Mhm.
And when they watch Despicable, the Minions, for them, it's happy for them.
It was happy for me, bro. When I sat and I watched it, I'm like, there was no agenda. It's just fun. It's just goofy fun for an hour and a half of just colorful things, and the rest of the world sometimes can be a little dreary. So having something like that to sit down and watch, just like with Daredevil and like Deadpool. I mean Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm sorry, it's the same thing. Is you get an hour and a half of just craziness to enjoy.
That shit was more comedy.
Right. So it was pretty interesting. So I don't know. It could be interesting depending on how they did it. But I have more trust with Illumination, not so much with Universal. But if they had control of it, I would check it out. If they put it off so that somebody else can do it, it's like, all right, I'm good. Because who knows what that person would they do their own take on it. So.
Who's the one that created the minions? Who created them?
I'm not sure.
Are they with Universal?
Well, it's the studio is Illumination.
Oh, Illumination.
Let's see who created it. Who created the Minion? All right, Peter Coffin, Chris Renaud. So one of the guys who was talking. Yeah, and Chris Meldandri created the Minions for the Despicable Me franchise.
I'm surprised they don't make a series with the Minions.
Well, like, yeah, they had 2 movies. So they basically made 4 Despicable Me's, then they made 2 Minions. 2 Minions. So it's been like 6 movies. So the first one was when I grew, and then you got Gru at the end as a little kid. And then the second one was him still as a little kid, but now he has the Minions is his beginnings as becoming a supervillain.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Despicable Me's are him getting a family and becoming a family man. So interesting concept. And a good thing about this studio is they keep their budgets, unlike Disney.
Mm-hmm.
No, just like the thing that Anthony Mackie was saying is just ridiculous. It's like, oh, it's like reshoots. I'm like, bro, you shouldn't be doing it. That means you messed up. That means you didn't get everything that you needed in principal photography, which also meant that you did not plan well enough of what you needed. So you missed stuff. So that's a shocking waste of money, and that's why all your movies cost too much. Like these ridiculous. Yeah, bro, Endgame like $500 million to make that. So yeah, they're happy that it made like 2 point whatever billion, but still, dude, it literally had to make that for them to make a profit.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the money was because of the actors.
Well, you got to bake that in, because like once you get to the end of towards the end of anything, and especially something that's popular, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for the actors. It's That's why they gave Robert Downey Jr. like $80 million to be Doom. You're paying to get butts in the seats, because you didn't have no butts in the seats for for your Shang-Chi and your Eternals and like all this DEI crap that you put out. So no butts in the seats for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what lesson that they would probably learn from Deadpool. Probably the wrong one. There's gonna be lots of jokes in every damn thing and fourth wall breaking, and I'm like, no, please just tell a good story. It's like, don't stop with you had to have watched the TV show to understand what's going on with with the Marvels.
I don't have so much hope. So.
All right. So, well, maybe, yeah, like I said, if there's a live action Despicable Me, if it's done by Illumination, I will be interested just to see what it is. Anything like beyond that, not really. So, all right. Well, that is it for today. So, put a little background music. All right. Oh, please, out there in the YouTube and Rumble land, please like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. It's kind of late there, Ricky. You gonna get into anything, or you just gonna get ready to start your day for tomorrow?
No, I gotta do some. Do me a snack right now.
Okay. All right. My roommate is calling me, so I gotta go.
All right then.
All right, let me end the show. But I will talk to you later, man.
All right, later.